Hello everybody, God Night Dank here. Welcome to Her Story. But Cook, a Cine-Munchies special. Our goal is simple. We are detectives. And we gotta sift through a little database over here and figure out what the heck is going on. There's search terms we can just plug in here and then we'll get some clips out at the bottom. It's already trying to start us off, so let's go for it. Okay, 4 clips.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay, so looks like this chick is involved in some homicide.
Yeah, that's me. But February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay, so we got the name of the victim. Can I write this down somewhere? Like, oh, there's like a readme here.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person. I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
Oh, we got a lot on Simon.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said I should bring a photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have. It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks. Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, you know, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing. Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Okay, interesting. Okay. She was really upset about some stories. Let's see. Oh man.
Okay. Sounds weird. I'm not great at making up stories.
Making up?
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories. Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, found it in those stories. No, it was just me and her.
Oh, there's another person.
It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl.
Oh, who's Florence?
It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Oh shit. You don't remember off and off your husband, perhaps, lady? I'm
not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories.
You're basically playing D&D at this point.
Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise.
Moths make noises?
We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Alright, I'm way more invested in this Florence chick.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence.
Oh.
When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time.
What the what? Aren't you?
The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Oh shit. That scared me. That's myself. Oh my god. That was my own reflection. Alright.
Florence took me home with her.
Oh.
Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Wait, I'm a little confused. Why is she... Okay. Quick question. We'll come back to Florence in a second. Hannah. Why is she referring to Hannah in the third person and herself being born at the same time? Are they twins or are they the same person?
My name is Hannah.
What?
H-A-N-N-A-H.
Okay, she crazy.
It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't work if you mirror it though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Oh, this is a whole different day. Whoa. We haven't seen this day yet.
What are you doing? Talking about Eve.
Ooh, Eve. Okay, we got another name. Is that Morse? I mean, it could be. I don't understand Morse. Okay, we'll go back to Florence soon.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Wait, what? Is she really not Hannah Smith? I think she's crazy. Because she was referring to Hannah in the third person, saying that she was born the same day Hannah was born. So who's the person talking? This is weird, man. I'm getting chills.
She recognized me from the window.
To the wall?
She told me to come inside, and she hid me.
Oh.
They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. It was a dollhouse.
Hannah could play, see?
She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
I think the attic is another good keyword to search for in a second, but I want to go back to Florence.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different.
Was she kidnapped?
I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Who's you? Are we talking about Florence, the midwife, or are you talking about your mom? I'm very confused.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing.
I'm expecting the ganja.
Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life.
Oh.
She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Weird. Huh? Mother? Oh.
Okay. There's a girl and she's staring out of the window.
How about you?
She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out. It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born.
Oh.
Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince.
Oh.
And Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind.
What the heck?
She kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
It's a happy ending, Rapunzel's story. Huh.
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name. My mother called me Eve. Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me.
Ah,
Do you want to hear the story? It's a real-life fairy tale.
oh, so her story is she was kidnapped by Florence, the midwife, probably. And then it's some type of Rapunzel story, no? If that's her story, man, that's f***ed up, but, I don't know. I don't trust people's first initial telling of their story. Usually, like, the third or fourth time is when they get honest, especially in these types of situations where she's clearly being interrogated, so she could be lying. So let's keep going a little further. I'm very invested now. And this Benjamin slapping. Alright, there's Eve. We haven't looked up Eve.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it.
Ooh.
Really hate her sometimes. Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater.
Oh, we gotta look that up, the beach.
There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it out.
Why the f*** are you telling me this?
And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship.
That's so weird.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off.
Damn, you sound like a bad friend. Oh my god. She really doesn't like Eve. Got another one referring.
Nothing else happened that night.
Ah, Cap.
We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing in the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
Romantic. He asked me to kiss him. Oh. Another achievement. Oh. Oh, new one.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there? What kind of hairs?
Yeah. Oh, that's it? And she's singing.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay. Probably needs tuning. No. It's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. There were two sisters came walking by the sea.
How about her pushing?
See, they both had a love for the captain's son.
Oh yeah, she's straight up telling us the
For
lore.
the wind and the rain, but he only cared for the youngest one. All the dreadful wind.
Or she's straight up self-reporting.
Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain.
We're gonna look up sister
With
after
a
this.
pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Oh, I wonder how weird it gets. A traditional ballad, The Wind and the Rain. Dude, she definitely offed her friend, Eve, right? Oh, more about sister stuff. Let's see.
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face. She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that. My sister is gone. And she's never coming back. She sent him out the house, kicked him out. Calls me. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face.
What did she know? Oh. Well, that's nice. But I kind of like the vibes. Lawyer? Oh, we got a lot of lawyer stuff.
Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me?
This is really early on.
No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you.
That was really early on. She's super emotional there. And she seems to get, like, deeper into her psychosis as it goes on.
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
What? You asked for a lawyer later.
Yes, no lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
Arrest? Oh.
Like I said, I think I was popping out to get something, ran out of something, had to grab something. I sometimes drive too fast. If you want, you can arrest me for that.
And this is where she first sits
This
down.
is a nice room. This is where you take people when it's time to arrest them.
You're right, lady.
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist?
Wait, she thinks a ghost caused the homicide? Oh, okay.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding.
Wedding?
After the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow, so we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant, but I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers.
What the hell?
Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, in parks and alleyways. I was 17.
What the heck, man?
It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD.
Nasty.
When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Now she's talking to Hannah, right? Like in the third person. Are they the same person? She has split personalities, or is this actually like two chicks? Like that's one Hannah, one's Eve. Because they're kind of there seems to be also a split personality thing. Like one person's very angry, very upset, and another one seems very kind of Lulu in La La Land, you know, not really Voltaire. They're like, oh yeah, let me play a ballad, but you're gonna arrest me for homicide. Like it's weird behavior. Oh.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
I don't know what we're gonna get from that one, but I think these will have more.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move.
Ooh, Eric.
He decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
Yeah, she has to be Eve or having a split personality for sure now.
Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family, I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Let's look at this pregnancy.
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again. But was still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then...
This is Eric, dude. Oh my god, they have so much on Eric.
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Oh, we got another chick now, Diane. Alright, we'll look at Diane.
He was wearing a shirt, with a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house. So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
So she's the one who reported him being missing. Then they found him murdered, and then they're saying it's her? Well, it could be Eve, right? Like, maybe it's like Smeagol and Gollum. Yes, my precious. I'm gonna off my husband. And then she had like the other person. I was like, I love my husband so much. You're like, what the? This is so weird. I don't know what the conclusion would be, man.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Okay,
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Work.
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle. No. I'm not sure what Strange would be, but he hasn't been acting odd. He's been busy at work, but nothing too stressful. No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
Underwater? We already seen that one. Oh, there's a lot on the miscarriage. Oh my goodness.
No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after. Then my parents died.
Oh no.
It was the worst year of my life.
Jesus Christ.
A miscarriage and then my parents.
Okay, we're gonna have to look up her parents after this. I'm real confused now.
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful.
What?
It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
God damn, that's so depressing.
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
Well, what, you got pregnant again? Hey, let's go pregnant.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Oh.
Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
So she ended up getting pregnant again.
No. Well, yes. He found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant. When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car. I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep.
What's going on in Glasgow?
Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back. Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste.
Oh.
That time, it must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Look up Diane. Watches.
No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
Diane.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
do this?
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Yeah, and fennel seeds. Have you ever eaten fennel, the master chef? Okay, another achievement.
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well.
Uh-huh.
Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
Not much when we're looking up Diane. I should have just done this first. Body. Oh.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes.
Don't think it works like that.
I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body.
Oh. Oh shit! Oh.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff, stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags.
Oh God.
Pulled them open, saw the body.
Oh God.
I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Holy shit, what the hell? Okay, good thing we looked up the body.
His body. It didn't look real.
Old and lifeless, eh?
And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut.
Oh God.
And I didn't see his glasses. There's these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear.
God, I feel sick after that one.
Really? Okay. Here's the rest.
Oh.
They laid a body on the dock to dry. Oh, the wind and the rain, till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by on a dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair. Oh,
that. Hell no. That's not an instrument I want.
Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
Oh.
Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was prettier. I mean, how could we stay the same now? I felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
Is she trying to get pregnant because they look the same? And that way Hannah can have a child of her own, but Eve has to conceive it? Oh god, this is so messed up, man. Ooh.
On his throat.
Oh god, someone was launching his throat?
How? Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room.
Huh?
His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood.
Oh, his body was in the backbone.
He was dead. Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back.
Okay.
She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me.
But you look the freaking same, though.
They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He
What?
said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror.
What?
They argued, screamed. He hit her.
Oh my god.
So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Oh my god. Okay. Pull the freaking phone. Tell me about this mirror, man.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror. A nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me. The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think.
I thought it was smashed.
I haven't looked at it since. Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off for the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not books so much, or watching TV. He likes TV. Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that.
Oh my goodness, that must hurt.
My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. Oh, TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
What if the reason she hates mirrors is because she then realizes there's no Eve, there's no Hannah, it's just one person, right? And seeing herself just makes her freak out. And I think maybe either Eve or Hannah is that reflection she's projecting that she wants to be, hence why she has the multiple personalities.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper and dressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
I mean, that wasn't what I was looking for. Alright, we should look this up.
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
You don't sound very convincing, though. Not convincing at all.
I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital. Okay, you got me.
Oh?
I'll confess.
Oh?
We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room, had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic. Let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember, well, I went over the river. And then there was a church there. Yeah. And I probably parked. Well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street.
Oh.
There it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There.
So she was lying. In her story, she went on a trip. Princess Street. Pretty late.
No, I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. Stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Well, I looked up church. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. What about that one? Oh, man. Princess Street.
I don't know if anyone really changes. You just become more yourself. Simon was my prince, and that hasn't changed.
Is Prince Street like for also coping and making things up, because they're giving different locations for the body now? Like one said near the trash, the next was in the living room, then one of them like confessed to doing it, but somehow another person's I don't know. This is really something. I don't know what's real and what's not. That's the big issue.
And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
The weird lady.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical.
Oh.
We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
I don't even know if this would help police, maybe? Oh, this would definitely help.
When will the police let me back in the house? And they let me take a bag of clothes with me, but...
I don't know what that first one is. That first little cell right there? No idea.
1984. It was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
Yeah, their bodies were probably less than human looking, you know? Let's just say that. They're probably a pile of mush at that point, maybe some bones.
They said it was food poisoning.
What?
There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe.
That is pretty hard to believe.
Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that.
But they ate.
But I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone, and no one had any reason to hurt them.
Was it an unalive attempt? I'm gonna have to look that one up. I have to. Please, YouTube. I'm not. I don't condone this. Get help if you need to, please. It's for research.
Suicide? No. I mean, he would never do anything like that. He is not the kind of person to do anything like that. I mean, to hurt himself? No. Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour? Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
Okay, this is probably a big one to look up. Hit. Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna get dark. Sorry, y'all.
Bruce? Oh yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my face. I mean, it hurt like hell.
Oh no. So wait, she's being hit by Simon, right? But somehow this confession is after he probably got off, so who's abusing her now? This is brutal, man. Like, what? Is she doing it to herself?
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry. The kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise.
Oh.
I had my wig on from performing, she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left.
Hear me out. Whenever she saw the mirror, it triggered her to go crazy, and instead of seeing Simon, she might have saw Eve or Hannah, like her other like personality, whichever one it is at that moment, right? And she just started going crazy. She's getting like flashbacks. So she just grabbed the knife and started swinging, or not the knife, the mirror piece, right? Because she's seeing getting hit. But this is so weird, so weird.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon. I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do, to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. Now he's... Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
I'm getting a lot of important information. Oh, this. Ah, there's a lot of that.
Okay. I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
Oh, okay.
Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't lived in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out.
Oh, so his cellar's the next word we're probably going to use.
And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So...
Okay, we're going to watch one more, then we're going to look at the cellar and coroner.
She was sat behind him.
Oh.
She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
Oh. How's it going down there? You done? I mean, I guess we are. I mean, I guess that's her story, right? I mean, it's a very vague story, and I'm sure it's not one that has one distinguished answer, but more or less, there's either one girl with split personality, or there's two of them, like twins. And one of them had a terrible life. I think it could be both of them. Taken at birth by a crazy lady who was the midwife, and then decided to raise her in the attic. Then when she was finally old enough, she goes out there, she's trying to get pregnant through the most horrific means possible. One of them meets a guy then named Simon. They have issues, you know, they fight, and he gives her a mirror, and she hates the first mirror. He gives her a second mirror, and this time she completely loses it and just offs him. And the other one comes back home from Glasgow to see this. Oh. I can't type anything else but yes or no. Good. Do you think you understand why your mother did what she... What? What? Wait, what? No! No! SP? Alright. The reflection, Sarah has logged off and crossed the road. Wow, that was so fucking good. Oh my god, there were so many clips I was missing, guys. So many. If you have the chance, get this game, play it yourself, find the clips I missed. And if you do end up playing it or have played it, please let me know your interpretation of the story below. It's crazy. It was a weird story. I don't even want to like say it's like there's one way, like the story clearly ends, because it's so vague. Half of it is her being in La La Land, and there were so many names and so many stories she told that were clear allegories to fairy tale, right? And every time there are some characters, it's like, oh, there's this girl named Diane, but then earlier she's like talking about Princess Diana, you know? It's weird like that. Like, I don't think she's even being honest, but I think that's what makes the story so compelling. You don't know what's real, you don't know what's not. I'm sure if you maybe like look it up, someone's put every single clip in chronological order, but what a really good FMV. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me on this Cine-Munchies FMV special. A little bit of a different one. A little bit of a chiller one, I guess you can say. And one that's a little bit more abstract as well. This is definitely more an art piece than it is a game, you know? And I think it's really cool. Please play it yourself if you have the chance. Thank you all so much for joining me. Godday Dank. Out.